Hey, let's all thank Fisher for playing for us. All right, I want to welcome you to the Chamber's first in-person First Friday Luncheon of 2021. And no, this is not this is kind of a redo. Yes, I'm back. I'm Brian Sear, Chairman of the Board for the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm happy to once again be serving this capacity and look forward to a good year for the Chamber. Our community and all the people and the businesses that make Lufkin a great place to live, work, and invest. At this time, I would like to ask Pastor Jack Knox with First Christian Church of Lufkin to come forward and say the invocation.
I invite all those who feel called to join with me in prayer. Creator and Redeemer God, today we give thanks for the blessings in our lives, for the opportunity to gather and share with friends and colleagues. We give thanks for those gathered here and for those unable to be with us today. Remind us of your presence and call in our lives to focus not on how we can put ourselves ahead, but on how we can be a blessing to our community and those around us. Continue to bless our community and its leaders, our mayor, the council, the employees and volunteers, as well as our chamber and those who organize this and other events. We give thanks for their efforts and all that they do in commitment to our community. Be with those who have suffered loss through this pandemic, both lives and livelihoods. Continue to watch over those on the front lines of the pandemic and surround them with your presence. We thank you for the food that we have shared this day. We ask that you bless it to the nourishment of our bodies and bless the many hands that have prepared it. It is in your Son's most precious and holy name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Knox. All right, so first I want to start by welcoming new investors. The employees at your chamber have been preparing for 2021 for months and have already begun rolling out new initiatives and programs as we begin the new year. I encourage each of you to attend either an in-person or on Facebook Live or Zoom and get plugged in. If you will get you and your employees plugged into the chamber, I promise you will receive from the chamber. I'm so happy to tell you that Donna Parrish, and I know I saw Donna earlier. Donna, could you stand up? Where are you? There she is, way in the back. Oh, go ahead, stand up, Donna. Oh, you are, okay, thank you. So Donna, we want to note that you got 36 new investors last year, even with COVID, and that's a phenomenal job. Thank you, Donna. For those of you who are new, she typically gets around 90 to 100, but under the circumstances, we think she did a great job. So thank you, Donna. Donna's already off to a good start this year as we've added new investors and continue to grow. And we have several new businesses that have already joined us this year. We're thrilled to have you join us. So when I mention your name, if you will, just wave your hand or stand up. Recently, we added Link Innovations. There, no. Lone Star Dairy Queen. They have 4 locations in Angelina County, one on Atkinson, North John Redditt Drive, Diboll, and Huntington. Right, thank you. Jeffrey Dental Lab. Oh, yep. Yay, thank you. Lufkin Lifestyle and Family Medicine. East Texas Slab Masters. And last but not least, East Texas Food Bank, and I know they're here. We saw them come in. Welcome. Thank you. So let's give all of them a warm hand and welcome. And if you do get a chance, stop by and see them afterwards, please. Turn over to Tara.
Thank you. We're so happy to have our new investors here today. And I was visiting with the two from East Texas Food Bank. And if you don't know, they have actually, they're putting in a location here and they've already served over 150 people today. So we welcome you to Lufkin and we're excited to have y'all. Thank you for all that you've done for our community during COVID. Thank you very much. We know, yep, you can give them a round of applause. It's great. We know that events like this could not be possible without our sponsors, and I'd like to thank our sponsors not only for the whole year, but for this lunch in particular. Our First Friday Luncheon sponsor, Lufkin Coca-Cola, thank you for your continued sponsorship. And then we have specific sponsors for today. The State of the City presenting sponsor is the Lufkin Economic Development Corporation and Bob Sanford. Our State of the City Gold sponsors, Gibson Funeral Home, Encore Electric Delivery, and Waterburger, and our State of the City Silver sponsors, Lee Trans Services and Hospice in the Pines. Would you help me thank all of them? We're excited to add a brand new sponsorship to First Friday for this year. It's the new on-time monthly drawing, and that will be sponsored this year by ServPro of Lufkin, South Nacogdoches. So we're excited to welcome them on in that capacity, and they will be the ones that will be presenting the $100 check for the on-time drawing. So thank you, Candace and Patrick. Today we are honored to welcome our very own Lufkin Mayor Bob Brown as he presents the state of the city. Mayor Brown has been serving our city since May of 2012 after retiring from 40 years of service with Encore. He stays busy not only serving as the mayor, but also teaching 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade Sunday school. He taught me Sunday school when I was a little girl. At his home church for over 30 years, First Christian Church. He also serves on many boards, including but not limited to the Lufkin Angelina County Chamber of Commerce, the Salvation Army, Hospice in the Pines, and many others. And Mayor, we are honored to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you, Tara. Makes me very old, doesn't it? I've always wondered how the preacher felt when I walked out. Now I know. He just walked out on us. Makes me feel better. I owe him one now, so that'll work out real good. Thank you for coming out today. It is a miserable old wet day out there, but it's a great day to be in Lufkin, Texas. And on behalf of the city of Lufkin, I thank you for being here and being interested in your city. We've got lots of things to be thankful for, and the first two were on the front page of today's paper, and that was that Trent Ashby is on appropriations and transportation, and that could not be better, and we could not have a better representative. So. Trent and Senator Nichols are working their heart out on making sure we as Lufkin Angelina County get everything we can to help get through this pandemic. And they are working very hard right now to make sure that we get a hub, that we are designated a hub, which will more than guarantee us vaccinations in larger numbers so that we can get our citizens vaccinated. We have had our health district has done a great job of organizing and preparing and getting volunteers, and they continue to need volunteers. So I hope that you will to open your hearts and be a part of the timetable to help vaccinate the 80,000 that we have in Angelina County and be a hub so that we can help our neighboring counties do the same thing. But when you see Trent and Senator Nichols, please tell them thank you. And Senator Nichols is chair of transportation, so I-69 is still a viable deal in our part of the country, and we are very, very pleased to have them there. Something happened this last year that I think that I don't want to ever let anybody kind of play down, because I think it's the most important, one of the more important things that has happened in this city, and that's that Jackie Zimmerman is the publisher of Lufkin Daily News. We have someone from our hometown who has not only grown up working in this area, but has also served on many of these committees, United Way, Chamber, all of them. And it is great to have somebody that is a team player that is making everything better for this, our city of Lufkin, Texas. Back in first quarter, I guess, of 2020, Keith Wright came in one day and said, I am thinking about retirement. And it was not long after that, let's say June the 30th, when he walked out the door. He promised to do the budget and get everything in pretty good shape. So we were blessed to have Keith for those 6 months, and everything went fast from there. Ask Bruce Green. Bruce took over on July the 1st and has done a magnificent job. The only thing that I observe out of this whole deal, I'm not sure when that picture was taken, but it was sometime right after July, because Bruce hadn't smiled since. So he has built a team and done a fabulous job of getting our department heads trained, retrained, customer sensitive, working and focused on making Lufkin the best place in the state of Texas to live, and he's done a great job of doing that. He did that with Assistant City Manager Gerald Williamson, who everybody knew as the police chief, then public safety director. Gerald has done an outstanding job of transitioning and being a part of administration, which if you run a police department, you've done it to start with. But the one thing that Gerald has done is kept us up to speed at the city of Lufkin with health care. He has a relationship with the health district. He has a relationship with both hospitals. He is the coordinator of a weekly, every Wednesday conference call with the health district, the hospitals, and the county, along with the city, making certain that we're all on the same page and that we're pulling all in the same direction. And he has done a great job of it. He is very quiet. He just does his job, and he does it very professionally. And Gerald, we're very proud and appreciative of everything that you've done. So. Jason Arnold is a breath of fresh air. He's young, he's new, he's been in nearly every department in the city. He is doing a bunch of employee training right now and making all of us better customer sensitive, making us more aware of all the code of conduct that we have and where we belong in this administration, and is a great spokesman for the city of Lufkin. And Jason, we're very proud and appreciative of everything you've done. Now I'm gonna get to the brains of the city. Kara is probably the most experienced and professional city secretary in the state of Texas. She has done an outstanding job of not only maintaining records and keeping us up to date and on time and where we need to be, but she also does that very willingly for you. If you call her, you get an answer. If you don't, if you need to know something for a fact, call Kara. She is in charge. Gerald Williamson brought Jessica Pedsworth over to our side, the administrative side. Jessica, bless her heart, has worked for Lufkin Daily News. She has been in the information business for many, many years. But the one thing that she is very versed in what goes on in distribution of news and how it gets out to the public, and she does a very, very professional job of making that happen, and we're thrilled to death to have her. Laura Flores has two things working for her. First of all, she's Rudy's sister. But second of all, she has survived 3 city managers: Paul Parker, Keith Wright, and Bruce Green, and that's kind of like going to heaven in short steps. How did I do? She does a good job. She is very professional and she knows everything. Jonna Childers worked in the engineering department and code enforcement and has brought a wealth of information downstairs with her, can do anything and is willing to do anything. But if you need to know how slick the city works, you get with Jonna and Kara and Laura and April, and you can get anything done in the city of Lufkin. April is in the Economic Development Department and now part of the Main Street Department of the city of Lufkin, and has really done a good job and is willing to do anything. We are very blessed to have this group of ladies that keep us moving and keep us going. And shame on me, I did not thank you, Mark Hicks and Lynn Torres, for being here today as our city council. We have some illnesses on the council, and I would ask for you to pray for Rocky Thigpen, Robert Schenkel, and let's try to keep things going. Now let's get to the serious stuff. David Thomas, I was out here about 4 or 5 months ago, and David Thomas was the Lions Club speaker. David Thomas has a sense of humor. You would not know that by just looking at him, but every once in a while it pops out there. And he is a great communicator, and he runs one of the best police departments in the state of Texas. And the new assistant, David Cross, is also very much welcome in the administrative part. But again, if you read the Lufkin Daily, you see some of the things that these first responders get involved in, and it's scary. Back in the old days when I was in the electric business, I prayed every day I came through the gate that the lineman that came through that gate went home that evening. And I know David does that same thing with the police department. And we've had some close calls recently, and God is good. That's all I can say. Thank you. This is Lufkin's best kept secret, I think. Jesse Moody has been chief for a couple of years now, has done an outstanding job of administering the fire department and leading the fire department in a great direction. Jesse and his wife volunteered and went down around Woodland somewhere and was on the Pfizer front line and took the shot and lived through it. He is the greatest ambassador we have at the city of Lufkin in advising what can and can't be done as far as quarantining, putting first responders out. You need to know that Lufkin Fire and EMS answered 13,900 calls last year. Of that, nearly 2,000 were COVID related. So when you jump on that truck, you don't know exactly what's going to happen, so you've had to suit up or whatever. But Jesse has done a great job of leading us through all of this and advising us as a city of this employee was at such and such over the weekend, where should they come in? Their child was in school in this class, should they come in? And he has made some wonderful decisions to keep the city of Lufkin safe and done a good job. And Assistant Fire Chief Ryan Watson is also very, very much a part of that. This is our poster child of the year. Rudy has come to work for the city. We are very pleased in Parks and Rec to have Rudy Flores as the new director. And he has brought new imagination, new energy. into a new facility. Now, that's the other thing that you need to know, and I hope you've been by there. But our Parks and Rec Department is at Old Calvary Baptist Church Family Life Center, has been brought back to new life, and I hope you've seen your children play basketball there or whatever. But we have a brand new facility that is being utilized and worked, and Rudy has brought new energy and new imagination and new communications. Rudy is a good public speaker and does a great job of making the city of Lufkin look good in parks and rec. And so the next time you see him, please tell him that we appreciate him, which we do. This has been a tough year. There's no doubt about it. We have speakers in the city that say you never look back, you just keep moving forward, but you can't learn everything by just looking forward. You've got to learn from your experiences. And I remember, it's been a little over a year ago, first of all, that the burners didn't work and they couldn't cook you steaks at this meeting. Was it in January of last year?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And went ahead and had the speech, and then while they went and got some gas or whatever they did, they cooked you steaks. But right after that, DECCOG had their grand opening and blessing of that building. So DECCOG has been in Lufkin a little over a year now. Never has broadband been more important than the year 2020, and it's going to get only more serious. And we have got to, and thanks to Trent Ashby and Senator Nichols, I think it will. We will get things done, but we do have DECCOG as our neighbor, and we have them to thank for moving broadband forward in our community, and our prayer is that that continues. But we have learned a bunch. We have got familiar with each other. We have gotten familiar as family. We've gotten familiar with how good a superintendent can be, because she has been more challenged than any other individual, as far as I'm concerned, including healthcare, that in Angelina Lufkin, because keeping the kids safe, keeping the teachers busy, keeping everyone safe has been the most challenging thing that I can think of, and she has done a masterful job, and Lynn, we appreciate everything that you've done to make that happen. That honestly is what I came here to tell you. I've got a few little personal things I'd like to visit with. Ward 2, Ward 4, and the mayor's job are open for the ballot this May, and I hope the election is in May. Last year we had to hold it off until November, but right now it is scheduled for the first weekend in May. And when I was making the decision whether to run or not run, I tried to get with each council person and see where they were and what was going on. And to a person, they all said that they were not going to be part of the mayor's race. And so on the first day to sign up, I went in and signed up. Right after that, let's say 10 or 12 days later, someone came in and said, I've changed my mind and I'm going to run. And I said, tell me what I did wrong. No, nothing wrong. It's just you've been here a while and it's time for news. So I have been praying about this and working on this ever since then, and I want to make certain of one thing, and that is in the last 3 to 4 years, we have brought great progress to this city of Lufkin. We have brought the positive side to not only the city council, but also to the full economic development and the whole gamut of what makes Lufkin run. And I want it to stay there. I want it to stay there worse than anything in this world. And I have prayed, and I have talked to family, I have talked to dear friends. And the last thing I want to do is stain the image of the city of Lufkin or damage the city of Lufkin or be the ingredient that cause negativeness in this community. And for that reason, I'm going to do something that my mama taught me a long, long time ago when I was a little boy and went to parties. She told me, always tell the host you had a good time and thank you. I've had a good time and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to remind you about a couple of dates that are coming up. Our Chamber Connect podcast is still going very, very strong. We hope that you are continuing to subscribe to that weekly. It's, I've said it before, I never knew that y'all would turn out for a podcast quite like you did. We have over 600 people downloading the podcast every single week. And if you go back, once people get connected in, they go back and start from the beginning. And so our very first podcast have had over 1,500 people listen to them. That's our community wanting to hear about great things that are happening. So we love telling your stories. We love telling the behind the scenes, and we hope that you will join us in continuing to listen to what news stories we have for you every Monday. Our Women's Networking Breakfast presented by Regions will be held virtually on Thursday, February 11th. That's next Thursday. We're excited to talk about a discussion a little bit different. It's called The Side Hustle and how chamber networking can affect your passions and help grow your side business. So women, we hope that you will join us. If you have not joined the Women's Networking Facebook group, make sure that you go to our Facebook and you join that because we would love to get that out to you. Our Power Networking Breakfast is coming up on Friday, February 26th. It'll be a virtual event held Facebook Live, and so anyone will be able to join that. We'll hear from the Heart Institute of East Texas and Dr. Bacciaretti. We do want to let you know that unfortunately our chamber banquet has been canceled due to our rising COVID numbers, but we will be contacting you about ways that your business can still support the chamber, and we hope that that you will still come on board with that. We always give out awards at those. We give out the Diplomat of the Year. We give out this year we were going to give out the Small Business of the Year awards at that, as well as the Golden Anvil and the Angelina Award, and we're moving those to First Fridays. However, we will not be giving out the Angelina Award because we feel like that it needs to be just held so that we have more than 100 to 150 people at that. But be looking for those other awards within the next few months so that we can honor those that have made a difference to our community. We hope that you will join us next month for the First Friday Luncheon back here on March the 5th. Judge Linbury will be speaking on the state of the county. Please remember that these are limited to 100 people. We want to continue to have events. However, we also want to make the right decision. So we do ask that you wear your mask and make your reservation so that you're not calling me the morning of saying, "Can I get a seat, Scott Neal?" I had to call you out. Sorry, my friend. No, we love to have y'all here and we want you here, but please make a reservation. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors for today's luncheon: Lufkin Coca-Cola, Lufkin EDP, Gibson Funeral Home, Encore Electric Delivery, Whataburger, Lee Trans Services, and Hospice in the Pines, as well as Serve Pro of Lufkin South Nacogdoches. And we are going to draw that. Candace and Patrick could not be here today, but Mayor, would you draw me one? Let's see. How about Laura Flores? You want $100? Yeah. Cool. So make sure you come up to the front. We're going to get your picture. But thank y'all for coming. Please enjoy your weekend. Bundle up, stay well, and stay safe, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Good work.